Hey everyone, I'm Haley Wiles, your East Idaho Realtor, and today we're going to explore the difference between living in Shelley, Idaho and Idaho Falls. So let's get started. So if you started your home search and you know you want to live in East Idaho or the Idaho Falls area, you may have started to see some different little suburbs of Idaho Falls popping up. One such town is called Shelley, and it's about 15 minutes south of Idaho Falls. It is a really desirable place for some people to live, and I will give you some of the reasons why people are moving to Shelley instead of Idaho Falls. So the city of Idaho Falls itself has around 67,000 people, and the town of Shelley has 5,000. So that'll give you some idea of just how much smaller Shelley is, just by traveling about 15 minutes south down the highway. Shelley has one high school, a few elementary schools, and one middle school. So it is a tight-knit community. All of the kids are gonna know each other. Most of the parents know each other. So if you're looking for more of a small town feel where everybody knows each other, you might like Shelley, Idaho better than Idaho Falls. Shelley has one grocery store called Brolam's. We have several of them up here in Idaho Falls and Ammon. They have a pharmacy, they have a dollar store, they do have a few places to eat. But if you're gonna do the majority of your shopping, you're probably gonna be coming up to Idaho Falls anyway to hit your Target and your Costco and a few more amenities. Shelley is located in Bingham County and Idaho Falls is in Bonneville County. So two completely different counties, which means different taxes as well. Bingham County's tax rate is just slightly lower than Bonneville County's. The average median home price in Shelley is also lower, about $168,000, where up in Bonneville County, it's over $200,000, about the $220,000 range. So cost of living slightly lower in Shelley than Idaho Falls. Although that is true, we do have quite a few $1 million plus listings in Shelley. The river runs through Shelley. There's a little bit more land there so you can get more space. So there are some beautiful custom homes in the higher range in Shelley as well. Now, one thing that's going to differ greatly between living in Shelley and Idaho Falls is the school district. Shelley has its very own school district. It's called the Shelley School District, where up in Idaho Falls and Ammon, we have two main school districts, District 91 and District 93, several high schools, several middle schools. But down in Shelley, they have one high school, Shelley High School, they have one middle school, and then they have several elementary schools. They do something a little bit different where they split up their elementary schools by grade. So kids of the same grade and age are in one building, and then as they get older, they move to different buildings. So if that's something that you like the idea of, not having bigger kids around your little kindergarten first graders, you might like the Shelley School District. There's two more reasons you might like the Shelley School District. One, they don't have school on Fridays. They have a 4-day school week. Up here in Idaho Falls, we do not have that. And the other thing that Shelley still has in place that is starting to become less and less common in Idaho is that they observe spud harvest break. What is that? Well, it's 2 weeks in the fall at the end of September and beginning of October, where school is let out so families and high school students can work the spud harvest. Yes, it's a real thing. We need a lot of workers to harvest all of those potatoes every single year. And down in Shelley and Firth and down that way, they still have a lot of families who need their teenagers to work the spud harvest. If you have a teenager, it is also a very good opportunity for them to make some serious money. They work long hours and they need a lot of workers. So keep that in mind as well. If you think a 2-week fall break sounds really nice, or if you have teenagers that need to start making some cash, Shelley School District is a great place for them to be. One thing that's very unique about Shelley and their high school is their mascot. They are the Shelley Russets. Yes, their mascot is a giant potato. They love it. They make the most of it. I think they've even won some high school mascot contests in the past. They are a 4A classification. They do quite well with sports. They just most recently won girls state basketball here a few weeks ago for their 4A classification. So if you have students that play sports, there are a lot of opportunities at Shelley High School, and they do quite well in their district and in their classification. Now, in terms of employment opportunities for you, there aren't many inside the city of Shelley. So you are likely going to be commuting to Idaho Falls or down to Blackfoot or out to the site. Working inside Shelley, the job opportunities are a little less. They do have a few banks there, grocery stores, and restaurants, but most likely your employment opportunity is going to come outside of the city of Shelley. In terms of outdoor activities, you're really still going to enjoy all of the same amenities that Idaho Falls enjoys living in Shelley. It's just going to be a little bit further out of town, but if you're going south toward Lava Hot Springs or other places, you're just that much closer. Shelley has the river running straight through it, so there is a place to get in and out of the river right there in Shelley. They also have their own golf course, so there is still those wonderful opportunities to enjoy the outdoors living in Shelley. That's not going to change that much whether you live in Shelley or Idaho Falls. I mentioned it before that Shelley is a close-knit community. So if that is something that you really enjoy, Shelley is definitely worth checking out. If you like a little bit more privacy and you like to keep to yourselves and stay a little bit more anonymous, you might want to live up in Idaho Falls. I have lived in both Shelley and Ammon, and the culture really is quite a bit different. I loved living in Shelley. The people are very friendly and they are very involved. All of us kind of kept an eye on each other's kids. A lot of the moms work inside the school districts as either teachers or paraprofessionals, so we all kind of kept an eye on each other's kids, made sure they were staying in line. If you love that, great. Shelley is a great place for you. If you don't want anybody in your business, you might want to move just a little bit farther north and stay a little bit more anonymous in Idaho Falls. If you're looking for a little bit more land, like a lot of my clients, they maybe want to have a little bit of livestock, try out a cow or two, or they want a horse. You're most likely going to be able to find more bang for your buck in Bingham County, Shelley, or south than you are in Idaho Falls. We're just developing so much, and most of our development is in neighborhoods with smaller lots. So if you're looking for an acre plus, I almost always put you on a search for the town of Shelley. They still have some older homes with much bigger lots, or they have land available for sale to build your own custom home on. But if you are looking to come to Idaho for a bigger lot, you want to shop, you work on cars, or you want animals and you need a little bit more space, Shelley is definitely somewhere to put on your list because we are running out of that space up here in Idaho Falls and Ammon. Shelley is also a great place if you are working farther south, like in Pocatello. If you work for the college or if you work in Pocatello, it's just a little bit closer to Pocatello than Idaho Falls is. So if your job is taking you farther south than Idaho Falls, Bingham County is a great place for you to start your home search. All in all, when my clients want to come and move to Idaho, I always have them explore Shelley. It is a great place to live. Small, tight-knit community, lots of open spaces, room for you to roam and to have your kids have that Idaho space that we all think about when we think of moving to the country. So if Shelley sounds like a place that might interest you, give me a call. I would love to introduce you to some properties in Shelley, Idaho. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.